Hello, and welcome to the Yarlow Home Cringe Show, where we talk about oh no and how to make it okay when it comes to your house. Yarlow is a free app on your phone, and they are the sponsor of our show, so check it out, and we'll talk about it a little bit today. This is our inaugural show, so we'll go through the format of how the show works, and a little bit about our sponsors, and about Joe Hazeman, who's going to be on the second segment of our show. And Joe is with Air Comfort, Air and Heating. So the Home Cringe Show, we like to start each show with a segment of a listener-submitted Home Cringe Moment. If you want to hear your Home Cringe Moment on our show, you should go check out our website at Home Cringe, HOMECRINGE.com, or you can visit one of our social media sites like Facebook and LinkedIn and drop us your Home Cringe Moment, and we might feature you on our podcast and radio show. So to start off our show, I'm going to tell you my Home Cringe Moment and why I created this radio show and podcast, and why I also created the Yarlow app. So in 2015, I bought a house, and I lovingly call it my brown money pit. The previous homeowner loved DIY, and on the second day of home ownership, I stepped outside of my house, and I think I was going to do some yard maintenance or mowing or something, and my neighbor came over, and he pointed to the garden bed, the beautiful garden bed in the picture window in the front of my house. And he said, you have to dig that up, right? And I said, what are you talking about? This is a beautiful garden bed. It's full of wonderful flowers and trees. And he said that he watched the previous homeowner put dirt up against the plywood siding and built a flower bed and filled it up. And I don't know if everyone's familiar, but if you put dirt, which has moisture, next to wood, that wood will rot. So I dug up the beautiful garden bed, and sure enough, the wood siding had completely rotted. There's insulation everywhere, and there's some animals running around in my walls. Winter was coming, and I definitely needed this fixed. So unfortunately, some of his other DIY disasters led me to spend about $25,000 on second day of owning this house, and I was just kind of devastated and really upset with the whole home buying and selling process and the lack of transparency. I also don't like paper, so that's why I created the Yarlow app, and they are the sponsor of our Home Cringe Show. So I'm sure everybody has, whether you rent or you own, you all have cringy moments in home owning, and we would love to hear them. So again, go to our website, homecringe.com, or our Facebook and LinkedIn page, and tell us about yours so I can share your funny and entertaining stories, and we can all cringe about it together. So on the show, after we talk about our user-submitted Home Cringe Moment, we go ahead and we move on to a game we call Fast Pitch. So we do that with all of our pros because we want to use the Home Cringe Show to help build a trust community and give home service pros a voice. So we spend about 1 minute, and I ask the guest random questions. Questions range from what's your favorite fall activity to what's the worst animal encounter that you've had while on the job. Some of these answers are actually really hilarious, and most of the answers leave you with a little cringy shiver of yuck. I really hope that doesn't happen to me. So we want to learn from each other, learn from some of our mistakes, learn from our pros. Our pros could probably write a 1,000-page novel about everything they know. They are pros for a reason. So we're trying to just take a few of their, condense their advice to about 10 minutes, and leave you with a homeowner knowing more about your house and how to keep it from repeating other people's mistakes. So each show we have two pros, and usually they have a complimentary service. So, for example, we have my friend Josh, who owns North Face Construction, and Kim Nybo with State Farm on the same episode when we're talking about hail damage and roof repairs. Today's show, we're talking with my friend Joe Hazeman with Air Comfort Heating and Air, and he has some really good advice. I thought I was just a lazy homeowner, but it turns out I've been doing the perfect maintenance on my AC this whole time. So stick around and hear what Joe has to say about how being lazy can sometimes be rewarding. Tune in every Sunday, 2 p.m., or listen on your favorite podcast app to the Home Cringe Show. We are sponsored by Yarlow. Yarlow is a home management app that allows you to store documents about your maintenance, your updates, your remodeling. The app also provides a home maintenance push notification and short how-to videos. So it's a free app. Go to the App Store, the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, download it, claim your house, check it out. I started it again because I thought how was it 2015 when I bought my house and data is just not very transparent. And you don't know what you don't know. So the app gives you push notifications about like changing your furnace filter, your smoke detector batteries. You can take pictures of receipts that you have when you have work done. For example, I had my AC summer and I took a picture of the receipt and it has a little notes section. So I took notes on how to improve my maintenance and prevent it from breaking in the future. Then September rolled around and it started to get a little bit chilly. So when I turned on my furnace, my heat did not turn on and it got down to about 42 degrees in the house. It was not my favorite moment of home owning. I pulled out my app and I saw who had done the last maintenance on my furnace. I saw on the receipt that he had replaced the motherboard. I don't know what a motherboard was, but I knew it had to do with computers. So I called him up. He came out. He verified that the motherboard was installed incorrectly, but he tried to charge me $200 for a home service visit. And I was like, no. I have this receipt in my app, and I have all the notes that you told me, and it seems to be your problem, a faulty installation on your last visit. So he was acknowledged that, and he did comp my service. So the app is great. You don't have to be a first-time homeowner to want to use it. It really helps me keep track of things, and I don't have to keep paper laying around. I can throw it away. I don't have to put it in my junk drawer or that filing cabinet. I take a picture, put it in the app, and I throw it away. So the app, where we're going with it, realtors are using it. So when you go to sell your house, there's a little QR code that home buyers can scan, and it goes room by room, all the improvements you've done to your house. We just summarize all the maintenance you've done. So it really shows off all of the money and time that you have put into upkeeping this house. And I think it's going to really pay off when buyers see that and they're hopefully going to offer more for your house. So check it out. Again, you can download the Yarlow app from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, and you can visit Yarlow, that's YARLOW.com, and it's a free app. So how we make money off of it is we promote home service pros near you, and we also bring them on the show, the Home Cringe Show, so that way you get to know them. It's not just some person off the street. We want to make sure that you know them, you feel a little bit more comfortable with them, and you know that these guys have great advice and know what they're talking about. I also am a realtor, so I started using the Yarlow app and a lot of these home service pros in my professional career. So if you ever do want to look into real estate, whether you're buying or selling, check out HomeApt, HOMAPT Realty. And they work a lot with first-time home buyers and first-generation home buyers. We believe strongly that every person can attain home ownership. And there's been a lot of issues with minorities not being able to qualify or be able to get into those houses. So we We have resources on first-time homebuyer programs. We hope the Yarlow app can give homebuyers that confidence they need when they're first stepping into their house. And everyone wants to get you into that house. You have realtors, you have mortgage professionals. But once you're in that house, sometimes you feel like there's not a lot of resources. So that's really where Home Apt Realty and Yarlow work together to get that done. So you can visit homeapt, homeapt.com, or you can reach them at 612-655-2324. And remember to download the Yarlow app. Yarlow is what makes this home show possible and helps connect us to real estate pros in the Twin Cities area. So, again, check it out. And next up on our show, we have Joe Hazeman with Air Comfort Heating and AC. And he's going to give us some tips and tricks about home maintenance, as well as tell us a little bit about himself and what he can do for you. So let's take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors, some of our home pros that we do trust here. And we'll have Joe drop on as soon as we come back. When it comes to the ever-important task of home maintenance, the struggle to keep everything organized is real. Are you grappling with a jumble of receipts and invoices in that messy drawer of yours? Or perhaps they're scattered through old emails and making it all too easy to lose track. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. This is Katie Shahan, and I've developed the perfect solution, the Yarlow app. Picture this, an app that sweeps away the chaos and brings order to your home management woes. Yarlow is your free ticket to seamless organization of all things related to home maintenance, improvements, and even those ambitious remodeling projects. With just a few taps, you can effortlessly input receipts and warranty details, ensuring that every piece of vital information is right at your fingertips. I invite you to step into the future of home management. Throw away the paper and join the paperless revolution. Download the Yarlow app or visit yarlow.com today. That's YARLOW.
At Cura Home, we visit our clients' homes once a quarter, taking care of everything you're supposed to be doing as a perfect homeowner, but we all know we neglect. From cleaning your dryer vent, AC unit, refrigerator coils, to providing all your filters, we can take care of your home with our quarterly visits. Additionally, we offer one-time services like air duct cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, and AC unit cleaning. Visit our website at curahome.com. That's KURAHOME.com, or give us a call, 612-503-4050.
Hi, this is Katie Shahan with the Yarlow Home Cringe Show, and I'm here with Rich Kerner, owner of Watts Electric. Rich, tell us a little bit about Watts.
We are a family-owned electrical contractor here in Minnesota, and we can help you with any of your electrical needs. From simple to large, we can do it all.
So how do I get in contact with you?
Send us a text at 763-607-6680. That's best because we might have our hands full, but give us a call too.
Or I can reach you at wattselectricmn.com. And welcome back to the Yarlow Home Cringe Show. I'm your host, Katie Shahan, and in studio now we have our good friend Joe Hazeman from Air Comfort Heating and AC.
What up, guys?
I'm excited to have you on the show and learn a lot about all those vents in our floor and proper maintenance, because I want my AC to last for 25 years and not for 8 would be my preference.
It's everyone's preference.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to play my favorite game, which is called Fast Pitch. And I asked Joe as many questions as I can in 1 minute. And he gets to know, as listeners, get to know him a little bit better and learn more about comfort, heating, and air. So, Joe, you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Perfect. Okay, we have 1 minute on the clock, and our first question is, what part of towns do you service?
We're North Metro. I like to say we're a horseshoe around the cities. I don't go to Minneapolis or St. Paul, but I go to the east, I go to the west, and the north is where we're mostly located out of.
Perfect. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Ooh, vanilla bean. I'm a little plain, but it's my favorite kind. Nothing too crazy for me.
How old were you when you first started in heating and cooling?
I was technically in the womb when I first started heating and air. I'm a third generation in this industry, so I've been doing it pretty much my whole life.
So, and you've been an owner of the company for how long?
I've been an owner for 3 years. My dad started this in 2002. And then his uncle got him into it, and I've been doing it, and now I have a little boy who also wants to run what we call air and comfort. I don't know where that ever came from with the boys. I think it was when they were little, but everyone loves air and comfort.
Perfect. Have you ever shocked yourself?
Yes. I was a tech for 15 years. I think the worst I've gotten was 220 on an air conditioner. That one hurt the back of my head a little bit. So,
Jeez.
But yeah, I've only a couple times, but that was when I was younger and a little dumber.
And this is why we call it the Home Cringe Show.
Yeah, that makes me cringe.
Do you need a license to install equipment or a permit?
So heating and air conditioning is a little weird. It's not like your standard electric and plumbing where you need an actual license to be a plumber or electrician, because we encompass not only heating and air conditioning, but we also do some electrical, we do some plumbing, we do a little bit of everything. So we have to be individually licensed through each city. So every single city we have to be licensed through, and then anytime we do new replacements of air conditioners, furnaces, duct work, we pull permits through the city and get that inspected.
Wow.
So.
All right. Well, that's kind of all we have on our fast pitch. That was our minute, but I have one more question because it's my favorite question. Have you ever encountered an interesting animal on the job?
Yes, lots of different interesting animals. I've had a broad spectrum of animals anywhere between llama farms, and I've even been to basements that have living exotic animals like snakes and toads and all the different kind of reptiles in just some random guy's basement.
And you make them feel comfortable with your...
Oh, yeah, and it's hilarious because those are the guys that want this emergency right away because they're worried about their snake getting too hot or too cold, and yeah, those guys, they're definitely interesting guys. A lot of them are pretty cool, but I've seen a lot of animals over the years, lots of them.
Don't envy your job sometimes. So here on the Home Cringe Show, we love cringy moments of home ownership. So we are waited with bated breath.
Yeah, okay.
To hear one of your what is the experience one of your homeowners had that you were like, ugh.
Oh man, probably one of the worst I've done is I went on a call in the middle of summer, 90-degree day. They had been gone for a week on vacation. They called me because their basement had flooded. And they were trying to figure out where it was. They had the city come up and all this thing. And what it ended up being was the air conditioning was continuing to run. And because they didn't have any maintenance done on their air for quite a few years, their drain line had plugged.
Oh.
So when the drain line plugs, your condensation water has nowhere to go. So it starts dripping over the air conditioning pan and onto the floor. And because, in a really hot, humid day, you can produce gallons of water, even sometimes in an hour, depending on how big your house is and all that kind of stuff. And it was going all over their floor. So that's probably one of the worst ones. That, and yeah. I've had about 3-4 times in winter. I have ice dams that fall on air conditioners.
Oh, wow.
And I got some pretty decent pictures of completely crushed air conditioners.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So when we talk with our roofing expert, he will tell us about ice dams, but it sounds like something you should definitely be aware of.
If you got an ice dam, especially one that's over your air conditioner, it's definitely something to not take lightly. I even say sometimes in those air conditioners where even you get icicles that form over the air conditioner, what I'll tell customers is to put like a piece of plywood over the top of it.
Oh, in the wintertime?
Just because if the icicles can fall and sometimes can wreck the fans or wreck the coils. So with that board on top, kind of saves it some days.
So we're coming up on the fall here, so let's talk winterization.
Yeah.
So I heard that it's recommended to put like a tarp over your AC.
Yep.
Your condenser, is it called a condenser?
It's called a condenser, yep.
The outdoor part.
Yeah, the outdoor part. Everyone knows it as air conditioning, so I just call it an air conditioner. But if you want to get real technical, I can get real technical with you. The outdoor unit's called your condenser. Your indoor coil is called your evaporator coil. Oh. And then there's all the pieces inside the condenser.
Gotcha.
It's actually a really common misconception that you should be covering your air conditioner. That's a really old school way of doing it. And I found there's no reason to cover them. Your air conditioners are designed for having snow and ice and stuff inside of them.
Leaves.
And what I've found is that, leaves and that kind of thing. If you're getting a good maintenance done on your air conditioner once a year, most good companies are going to take your fan off. They're going to vacuum out the air conditioner. They're going to clean your coils and that kind of thing. So the leaves and stuff are, honestly, I can tell you, the leaves are in 99% of every air conditioner in the world right now. It just happens. It's the way of life. But what I've found, people that do cover them actually end up having more issues than not. When you cover them, you trap moisture inside of them, which then causes more rusting, more oxidation, and causes your coil to start leaking. And it likes to be a house for a little rodent called a mouse.
Oh,
and
yes.
if I, as a tech, in the springtime, I would get at least 20, 30 calls. Hey, my air conditioner won't turn on. I don't know what's going on. Even if it was brand new. Like, hey, I just had it installed last year, and now my air conditioner doesn't turn on. And I'd say a lot of the time, it's a mouse that had been living in their air conditioner because they had covered it, and it chewed up all their wiring, and now it's not working.
Oh, boy.
So I have never seen in all the years I've been around this, an air conditioner or a condensing outdoor unit being crushed by just having snow and ice inside of it. I've seen them being crushed by ice dams and snow falling off. But as far as just normal, it's out where it's supposed to be, it's not underneath a roof line and you're getting snow inside of it, never have I seen an issue.
I love that.
I don't recommend covering it. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have more issues with covering it than not.
That's such great advice because I never did it, and I was too lazy to cover mine. But
yeah, it's a very, like I say, it's kind of one of them misconceptions.
Yeah,
it's like Freon. Everyone calls refrigerant Freon because DuPont made that a really good marketing plan with Freon. Freon is not what's in your air conditioner. You have refrigerant in your air conditioner, and there's different kinds of refrigerant that are in different air conditioners.
Gotcha. So I'm guilty on both accounts.
Hey, you're the norm, so don't feel bad. So
I love it. Okay, so one other thing that when we're talking about misconceptions, let's talk vents.
Yeah.
So in my house, I have vents on the wall up top. I have vents on the floor.
Yep.
Vents. Like, what are these vents supposed to do? And can I put furniture in front of it?
Yeah, okay. Good question. Okay, we'll start with what they are. So vents are all over the place. They can be on the wall. They can be on the floor. They can be in the ceiling. You get them all over the place. It just depends on the type of the house and how it was built and designed. You have basically 2 different kinds of vents. You have what's called supplies, which are what you guys, when you put your hand over, that's the air blowing on you. That's called a supply. That means it's supplying air to that area. And then usually, which is the black sheep of the family, we call it, is the returns. Nobody cares about the returns. Everyone hates the returns. But they're just as important on the supplies. And that's usually the vents on the wall. Looks like a grate. That's what's sucking the air back in. It's called the returns.
Okay.
So, which then goes back to what about the furniture. So I would say returns get blocked way more than supplies do. And that's just strictly because people put up their couch next to the wall or they put up their chair next to the wall. And when you're doing that, you're restricting airflow in your system. And you need airflow. Airflow is everything, and not only in heating, but even more important in cooling. So it's one of those deals where you can only push as much as you can pull. So if your return is blocked, you're not going to get as much out of the supply.
Gotcha.
So it's important that if you do have furniture up against them, that you at least have some room between the wall and the couch to get some airflow through there. If you're going to put a dresser over a supply on the floor, make sure the dresser's not fully flat to the floor. Make sure that it's got at least some room so some airflow can come out of there. I mean, if you go to my house right now, I have nothing over mine. I mean, because in an ideal world, you don't ever want anything blocking it. But I know we all live in not the ideal world, so I try to say, do your best. Try not to block up vents. Returns are your friend. Don't block the returns.
Can it impact the longevity of my appliance?
So what happens? We'll talk. So on the furnace or heating side, when you have a restriction in airflow. You good? Oh, sorry. When you have a restriction in airflow, you can overheat the furnace, which makes the life of the furnace less, and then you can have freeze-up issues on the air conditioning side, which will cause issues with that as well.
Perfect. So we're about out of time with our guest, Joe, with Air Comfort Heating and AC. But quick question for you. Do you offer any discounts to first-time and first-generation homeowners?
Yep. So we have our maintenance plan called Air Comfort Plus. And for first-time home buyers or new customers, we're offering a free first-year maintenance program, which is an $18.99 a month plan. And it's for us to come out for a year and check out your air conditioner, check out your furnace, and just get you back up to square one so that we can maintain that from here on out.
Perfect. So for $19 a month, I can get my AC tuned and my furnace tuned every year.
Correct.
And discounts on top of it.
And then you get discounts on top of that as well.
I love it. Well, thanks so much, Joe, for your coming on our show and
I appreciate it.
Educating us about the benefits of
anytime. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. All right, we'll catch you soon. Thanks, everyone, for listening to the Home Cringe Show, and we'll see you next week.